Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy everybody, and welcome to the Apex Racing Academy VRS Formula 3 Super Series here at Circuit Barcelona, Catalunya. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Jonathan Grabowski with Mark Tranter in the production booth, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV. Well, Jonathan, we are here at Barcelona. We're at the historical layout, so, you know, if you're a fan of high action and, you know, a non-broken up Sector 3, this is the layout for you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to everyone. Welcome for joining us on this really fun F3 battle today. We go from Mount Panorama to another side of the world in that classic circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya. So really excited and looking forward to it for sure, Austin.
Yeah, and the classic circuit, it's a little bit different from the GP circuit here on iRacing. I want to say GP on iRacing. The most noticeable thing is Sector 3, the, you know, chicane. The one that everyone hates is not there here today, so it's going to be a pretty enjoyable final sector for these drivers. Now, Turn 10 is kind of how it is in real life, slightly. They shortened it a few weeks earlier on this year, so it's much tighter now, but it's not as sudden. It doesn't have that heavy braking point, and that's kind of what this one is like. So they've gone from historic to modern, back to a semi-mix between historic and modern in real life, but you know, we get to do the long left-hander at the end of the straightaway. So dives out the inside at the end of the back straightaway is going to be pretty interesting to see, because there's not a lot of braking point, not a lot of braking distance to go on down there. So, you know, people are to earn these overtakes, they're really going to have to be charging on multiple occasions.
Yeah, definitely lots of passing opportunities here. Definitely opportunities to get a draft off the guy in front of you, make a move, and take advantage of it for sure. Really, really racing layout for these F3 cars.
Yeah, it's a very fun layout. The draft is going to be very important, and we should be seeing a lot of action here today. And you know what? We got 3 15-minute races here, so I'm very excited to see on how everybody gets to the track and takes to it here.
Jumping into qualifying right here. A little about 3.5 minutes to go with Will Redford on top with Tobias Olson in the second spot and Nicholas Rasmussen in third. Now, if we jump back to last week at Mount Panorama, Will Redford was definitely at the top of the charts. Finished first in race 1 and second in race 2. And Tobias Olson won race number 2. So some familiar names if you were watching last week's race.
Yeah, Will Redford, that charge was trying to sweep the weekend, had a amazing last 2 final laps, so that was highlighted on our Twitter earlier today. Follow us on Apex Racing TV if you want to see some highlights from our streams and some cool trivia things that sometimes go out on our social media. But Will Redford is currently sitting up there on pole, trying to get another victory out here. Tobias Olson right behind him in second place. Nicholas Rasmussen and Max Bartolota in third and fourth. Tiago Marteau is actually down in 5th place. The defending champion not in his highest element here today.
Yeah, this is low for Tiago Marteau. This is currently in the 5th spot. So I'm sure he'll be racing ready to go, once we get going.
Yeah, Marteau. Now, sometimes you can have a slow first qualifying lap. We do have 2 minutes left at qualifying, so he does have another lap in there. Nicholas Rasmussen takes provisional pole. Olson takes provisional pole back from Rasmussen. 132.212. Redford snipes provisional pole once more. Marteau jumps up into 4th. Max Bartolota falls down into 5th place. Schnabel is currently leading. Oh, Jack Reeve now snipes provisional pole for the amateur division. Bartolota jumps up into 3rd place. Webster and Newman jump up into 6th and 7th. Beard goes into 11th. Christensen takes 9th place. Hello, qualifying. Carl Winkler goes into 6th place. Open qualifying. Chaotic. Through and through.
It's always those last few minutes of qualifying, too, where about a minute and a half left to go, and this is where everybody kind of puts the foot to the floor and gets going to try to squeak in that one extra blindingly fast lap.
Yeah, the laps are really going to be heading down, and the laps at the end of qualifying, I don't know what's going on with my face right now. It's an off day.
Yeah, as we watch Christophe Herbinot, he has not registered a time yet, so Christophe has to get going here to register a time. He is currently not in
registered
position yet.
Gets onto the runoff right there.
He's put 4 laps on already.
Yep. Well, Herbinot finally got one in there. P10. Mass Bisgard goes into 23rd. Rasmussen improved on the 2nd sector, but didn't improve on his lap time. Will Redford faster in the 2nd sector, faster in the 3rd sector. Redford, new provisional pole time. 132.013. Marteau goes up into 3rd. Zwemstra went faster. Zwemstra jumps up into 6th place.
Yeah, great run there by Zwemstra to jump up into the 6th spot.
Camboari Chani in 26. He's been going faster. He's down in 26, but he doesn't make it to the line.
Oh.
You missed it out by just that much. That's what happens. 36 cars are on the grid here today. And, oh boy, I am ready for this one. Will Redford will be starting up on pole position for race number 1, followed by Tobias Olson with QT Marteau in 3rd place, followed by Max Bartolota, Nicholas Rasmussen, Kevin Zwebstra, Henrik Anderson, Carl Winkler, Sven Newman, Christopher Herbinot, Georgie Zuyan, and Oscar Christensen in 12th, followed by Justin Negrete, Jaden Munoz, Florian Beer, Jack Reeve, Leonard Schnabel, Aaron Smith, Marcel Leclerc, Russ Fowler, Rickard Bogberg, Jacob Fillmore, Mass Biscard, and Christian Glamsetter in 24th. They're followed by Kostas Malashev, Kimberly Chani, Jesper Sandstrom, Chris Rosenkrantz, Max Chikino, Brian Hotham, Andy Moore, Kristen Engelhart, Mickey Blass, Alex Rockenbuck, and Vince Harley at the end of our 36-car grid. Now, after last time at Mount Panorama, I caused a little bit of a riot, but Tobias Olson is leading our championship ahead of Will Redford by a fairly comfortable amount of points. Well, these two are a fairly comfortable amount of points ahead of Christopher Herberto, but it's currently Redford and Olson, then Herberto, and Marteau is not to be seen. Here's our AM standings, and it's a Schnabel show currently right here as they're standing pretty comfortably up top with Smith and Bobberg. A little bit more closely with the top three, but there's a big gap to everyone else. But Will Redford and Olson, 1-2 the championship, 1-2 on the grid. How are we feeling about this, Jonathan?
Looks like we have our top four really, really fast for sure. Definitely looking at our point standings, there's a clear breakaway in the top four. And Will Redford and Tobias Olson on the front row, there could be potential fireworks. These are our two battle contestants.
Well, the fireworks are ready to be launched and rolling here as we go green, green, green here at Catalunya. It's a good start by Redford, but look at the background. Marteau gets a rocket start. He only gets pushed off the grass by Olson right there. Marteau trying to beat out Olson, heading down to the straightaway, and Olson also fighting down to the inside. This is defending from Martelota. Marteau around the outside right there. Side by side they go until turns 1 and 2 right now, lower in the field, and everybody getting through there pretty nicely. As soon as I say that, off the exit, Herberto goes a little bit off track, but he keeps it pointed straight. As you know, Catalunya home to a very unfortunate incident on lap 1 that we are not supposed to talk about. Mark's here, but everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Great start by everyone, and Will Redford with a great start. You know, was able to jump right into the lead, get going. Thiago Marteau currently climbed up to second, past Tobias Olson.
Herberto's had an issue. Herberto's gone off. Oh, Herberto got into the, got pushed wide and got into what looks to be the gravel trap on the outside. Now this little chicane right here is always so tough, especially when you're going for a move and you know it's got the curves on the inside, but it just gets tapped in the rear, gets shot out into the kitty litter and into the wall, and that's going to be Herberto's race.
Yeah, it's definitely a key on this first lap or two, just to survive, just make it through. You know, especially when you get to the middle of the pack. You know, as we saw in the start, we were, you know, 3-4 wide at some point. So it's just really managing your race from lap 1 and 2, and then really setting forward.
It's a very wide track here at Barcelona. I keep wanting to say Barcelona, but that's a driver, not the city. Here's Max Bartolota, who's currently leading this pack. He actually went off the track to start. He's holding off the two teammates behind him as the 171 Nicholas Rasmussen looks down the inside, but Bartolota is holding it around the outside right there. This track is so wide. You can definitely hold multiple lines through these corners and the medium speed corners too. They do allow a little bit of racing here. And uses the different lines, but Bartolota really off pace right now as that's Swemstar getting around the outside of him. And he's going to lose another spot. And now he's got Anderson behind him. Bartolota, fast right-hander, is just a little bit of a lift. Heading into there. That's Newman off the track and into the wall.
Well, we saw cones flying in the background, and Sven Newman is definitely hit the wall. That's not going to buff out for sure. Look at our AM leader, Jack Reeve.
That's going to be need a little bit of duct tape.
Oh, bracer tape here. So Jack Reeve, our AM leader. He's got two guys between him and second place, Aaron Smith, in the AM class. Reeve's got Munoz and Beer behind him. Look out the back of Reeve. Munoz to the inside.
got the speed and nailed it. Also look behind him. Look at Smith. Smith with a big send on Veer. And oh, Smith gets tapped by the side and Smith goes wide. And it is in the kitty litter.
Smith can bounce back from that one, but yeah, definitely a lot of battles going on there.
He's got a little bit of, his cage is a little bit rattled. He really sent it into that corner. And Veer and Smith, they did make contact right there. And Smith getting the worst end of it. I think Smith might have went a little bit too deep. He saw Veer might have reacted to it and just gone wide. Reacted, pulled out the wheel, then the car just shot off to the right. But he kept it out of the wall, but that's really going to be hurting him.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I think he got a little aggressive there. He saw how Reeve's pace and how fast he was going, and said, "I need to go with him. I got to catch with him." And that's what happens. Sometimes those incidents do occur.
Oh, beautiful switchback move by Anderson. It's a big dive by Christensen up ahead. Anderson stayed down to the inside, and he retook the position, but Anderson had that inside line once more and retakes the 9th place. But you see Anderson all over that gearbox, flying through that final corner. Such a fun final corner here in the classic layout. Here comes Anderson in that draft. Looking down to the inside, Henrik Anderson, 9.
That's just the textbook great move into that first turn by Anderson right there.
Oh, look at Munoz behind them. Really gaining on these two. And he was pretty aggressive heading into turn 1. I think it was almost sideways right there. 5 minutes into this race. 1/3 of the way in round number 1. Race number 1. It's not round.
Munoz is up 3 spots from where he started, looking up and down the timing tower, seeing some of our high climbers. Brett Accord currently in 20. Actually, he just moved up to 19th. He's up 11 spots from where he started.
Yeah, Russell
Looks
Fowler.
like Russ Fowler's having some issues.
Yeah, Fowler had an issue, and it looks like Schnabel, Rosenkrantz, and Fowler might have all got a little bit together. Let's see if Mark can do a little producing magic. Yes, we can produce some magic. Here is Mark. Giving us a shot of Russell Fowler. Turn 3. Oh. And
oh no!
Ooh. That's all I have to say.
Ouch.
2-car incident, actually 3-car incident. Another car clipped them right there. So, like we were saying, Brett Accord, biggest benefactor out of all that. A few freebies being handed out right there, unfortunately.
You remember we talked about QT Marteau and his qualifying? Well, look who's currently in the 2nd spot, right on the back of Will Redford.
Yep, Marteau in qualifying. Sometimes qualifying is not the strongest suit here. Sometimes it's just, knowing what you're doing. As this is Will Redford for Drive Dead Racing, as he is looking back at Marteau and Olson. It's the first time I'm seeing people put their socials, their team socials on the back of their wing, but I'm a little bit confused. I see Instagram, I see Twitter, I see that accursed platform, and then I don't know what the one on the left is.
It's like the World Wide Web.
Oh, that's the
WWW. That's what we called back in the day, the World Wide Web.
I just see a globe icon, and
I want to make a joke, but never mind. As we look out the back,
Please make the joke.
I'm just gonna, back in the day when I was a child, back in the early 90s, there was this thing called the World Wide Web that we were all excited about, Austin. But as we look out the back of Will Redford, he's getting Tiago Marteau, Tobias Olson, with this 3-car breakaway. And these guys have really set off. Nicholas Rasmussen's about 4 seconds or so behind these guys.
Defending Redford, Marteau swinging it out to the inside and swings it back to the outside right there. Left no room. That was one slam shut door right there. Marteau, though, really charged and slam strut down to the inside. Gets the overtake on Zoyan as they head through turns 1 and 2, heading into 3. I love this opening complex of corners here at Barcelona. especially if you get side by side with somebody, you can really make up some ground on them. Heading in one way, then you'll lose the ground. Look at Slemstra. Went on the outside, now he's switching back to the inside, which is now going to be the outside again. Pulling another switchback move, going for that late apex, trying to gain some speed on Bartolota. Not going to be getting there. Bartolota's a little bit wide, has to avoid that curb. This is going to be sent into space like a few sports cars were this weekend in the run for the 24 at Daytona. As they added that softness curve into that chicane, and you know, if you're racing the Daytona 24 and you haven't, I highly suggest you should, or else you're going to be catapulting your team's car the middle of your stint because you hit a curve.
Yeah, so I'm just looking for a way to get past Bartolota right here. You know, it's, you know, you're kind of feeling the other guy out in front of you, and you know, if you can get a great run and get close. I don't think he's close enough in this straight to make a pass, but
he's gonna be close enough to really make Bartolota look into his mirror. But no, he's not gonna be close enough to really send one in on him. But he could be closer. He could be close enough to really scare him, though. And, you know, how you force your driver to mistake. Just make him think like you're going to send.
Yeah, it looks like he's faster in Sector 1 for sure, just in the other two sectors. It seems like Bartolota's just a hair quicker than him, especially as we get late into 2 and early into Sector 3.
Well, he's got the draft.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's running out of gearing in the toe as well.
Oh! That lock up.
Smoke screen accident as oh, Carl is under a lot of pressure from Oscar behind him.
Yeah, last Tyrone Winkler with a 133.22, Oscar Christen with a 133.10, so he is definitely under pressure for sure.
And Oscar in the draft, still in the draft, looking up. He's got the a little bit of tighter line heading into turn 10 right here. Back around that arena section, as I would call it here at Barcelona. You know, Sector 3 is a little bit hit and miss. A few drivers. I know the historic layout, they don't, not a lot of people are actually used to the braking point there and taking that corner. And I've seen a lot of people in practice just really struggle with how to get that set up and really nail that final corner, but you see the adaptiveness by the guys up front. They know this circuit layout, and I'm going to say this is the superior layout. More series need to race this layout.
I would second that opinion for sure. This is definitely the superior layout. As we look at Florian Beer putting a move on Jack Reeve.
Reeve's got the inside line. Reeve off the exit. Reeve's going to have the speed off the exit. He can hold it around the outside right here, but Jack Reeve doesn't need to race him. He's already got the amateur points lead, but he's still holding that outside line. He's got the inside line now. Reeve down low, almost makes contact with Beard.
Yeah, Reeve has to be a little careful. You know, he does have that AM lead. You know, I'm sure he'd like to climb, you know, further up in the overall, but protect the AM lead for sure.
You don't want to be in the lead and with a good gap to the championship leader, too. I might have just said something.
Look at this three-car battle. We got Munoz, Winkler, and Henrik Anderson. These guys are, you know, have not separated each other for pretty much the entire race. Anderson looking. Anderson has the opportunity to make a move potentially down the straight here. Really tuck in. I don't think he's got enough. So we head down into one. Anderson looks to the inside. Will he do it? No. He's going to get shut off by Winkler. Florian Beer here. Oh, just lost it onto the grass. Hit the ball. Tire off. Race done.
Not a good sight for Anderson right here. Into not a good look at all. Jack Reeve, he is actually doing really well. Leonard Schnabel, our amateur championship leader, down in 18th, and Reeve's going to be getting a lot of points on him. Now, Jack Reeve is 5th in the points in the amateur championship, so he's not directly in competition. You know, the top 3 are kind of in their own world, Smith, Bobberg, and Schnabel. But look at Smith and Bobberg. They are ahead of Schnabel right there. So 2nd and 3rd in this first round in the amateur, in the first round of this race. The amateur championship is going to be looking a little bit tighter here today. As Redford leading out Marteau, we got a car exiting the pits right here. Marteau goes onto the outside, side by side, white flag into the air. Marteau can hold it around the outside right here. He's got his nose down to the inside, heading into turn 2. As they head into turn 3, Redford's got that inside line. Marteau starting out way on the outside, going for that switchback move right here. Here comes Marteau into turn 3. Side by side they go, heading to turn 4. All the way under the bridge, Marteau's got that inside line. Redford holding it around to the outside. He can hold it around the outside right here. Marteau, he's got the better line and the grip through there. He's got about half a car length heading into turn 5. Sending it down to the inside is Will Redford, still side by side. Marteau getting onto the outside turf on the exit. Redford's on the inside. Here comes Olson. Olson is sniping for position right now. Marteau holding around to the outside right here. He's using all the curving right there. Somehow snipes it through there. Here comes Olson down to the inside. Redford's lost 2 spots. Olson's a little bit loose, but Redford around the outside. Look how loose Olson is. His back end is waggling happier than a dog at a barbecue. He's going to back off and regroup himself as Redford. Marteau dodging a bullet. Redford big send in the lockup right there. Olson looking for a good old snipe right now as they go up into that long right-hander. Redford defending from Olson, trying to tackle Marteau. But Marteau, last lap, last pass. What a race. What an ending to race number 1. QT Marteau takes the win, followed by Redford and Tobias Olson. Oh, that was awesome.
We're just trying to make a move.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late right here. Aaron Smith and Rickard Bobberg. Smith goes off the track into the kidney leader. Aaron Smith is going to finish 14th. Rickard Bobberg improves his championship position. He's going to be finishing in 13th. A little bit of craziness happening right here. That's Carl Winkler losing out to Giacchino and Sandstrom. He's going to be finishing in 21st. Replay. And this is what happened to Carl Winkler. This is heading into that tight chicane. He's got the 10. Oh,
he got.
Oh, that's a little bit of dirty.
He got nudged.
He got nudged, he got pushed, he got shoved.
Chrome porn.
he got dodged, rammed, grabbed life by the horns.
So look at Christian Engelhardt crossing the line. O2 in the 28th spot.
That's not the line.
Oh! Making a trip through the sand as well.
You know, some drivers like going through the sand. This is not the ARL Super Truck Series, but when you're one of the last cars on the track, I don't think you would care.
Yeah, Sven Newman had a tough one, finishing at 29th, down 20 spots from where he started.
Yeah, not a good race by them, but first race in the books. And now we're going to flip the grid a little bit. Tiago Marteau takes the win, followed by Will Redford, Tobias Olson, Nicholas Rasmussen, Kevin Zwebstra, the top 6 being reversed, and now Kevin Zwebstra will be starting up on pole, followed by Oscar Christian, George Zuyan, JD Minos, Justin Negret, Jack Reeve, Henrik Anderson, Rick Bobber, Aaron Smith, Christian Rosenkrantz, Marcel Leclerc, Leonard Schnabel, Mads Bisgaard, Max Giacchino, Jesper Sandster, Carl Winkler, Brett Accord, Brian Hoffman, Alex Argabut, Christian Glancer, Kawali Chani, Andy Moore, Christian Engelhardt, Sven Newman, Florian Beard, Christopher Herberto, Buzz Fowler, Jacob Fillmore, Mickey Blasek, Kostav Malchev, and Vince Harley at the end of the grid, as we are all set and ready to go for race number 2. I am not saying that grid again.
All right. Kevin Zwebstra, Max Bartolotta, Nicholas Rasmussen in 3rd, Tobias Olson 4th.
The lights are already on.
5th.
The lights are on. The lights are on, John.
Thank you. I did not see the lights were on.
Well,
but Kevin Zwebstra will be our pole sitter.
Yeah, and here we go. Race number 2. It's Green, 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 and away we go. And it's a great start by Barcelona. Barcelona pushing it to the max already. It's a big bunch about the field right now. Barcelona takes up that inside line. Swemstra on that middle line. Looking on the outside. That's Tobias Olson heading right in there. We're almost going 3 wide. Look at that.
Look at this.
3 wide in the second row. Olson and Redford. Redford sniping all the way up there into 3rd place immediately. Barcelona holding that inside line. Max Barcelona takes the lead. Swemstra go around the outside. Kevin Swemstra, Barcelona side by side on lap 1. Somebody's gone really wide right there off the exit. Barcelona down to the inside, taking up the lead. Swemstra in 2nd place. Redford trying to hold that inside line and get Swemstra right there. Swemstra gets into Barcelona. They get into each other. Redford's on the track. Tobias Olson takes the lead. Rasmussen and Marteau in 2nd place. Big contact. Championship leader. There's more chaos in that corner. It's a almighty wreck right there. Will Redford.
Marteau is rubbing his hands together right now.
Tobias Olson is rubbing his hands together. His championship rival was just taken out in front of him.
Yeah, that was... I'd love to see the replay on that for sure. But Redford looked really, really... He looked a bit aggressive at that.
Oh, he was really aggressive, but he was holding around the outside.
Yeah.
And Max Barcelona got touched, and unfortunately, he was just in the wrong place, wrong time right there.
Redford had that, was driving as if he's like, I gotta get in the lead, gotta get away from QT Marteau as soon as possible.
Oh, definitely. But that start was just so messy right there. Kevin Swemstra, you know, let's ride on board on Swemstra right there. Yeah, he gets passed by Giacchino. Barcelona, not Giacchino. But yeah, you see he's looking around the outside, just taps him, then taps Redford right there. Kevin Swemstra tried to fit, he tried to fit an extra bread into a sandwich, and it just wouldn't fit.
Yeah, and Redford should have just maybe relaxed just a little bit and be back up there.
And you know, that first lap chaos, we've had a few cars in the pit lane. Will Redford, Herberto, Swemstra, Beer, Grant, Barcelona, Christensen, Bobbert, Smith, Chani. All in there. Aaron Smith was in there. That's not good. Florian Beer as well as Jacob Fillmore's off the track.
The Lara Parts truck will be busy.
Calamity
Ride on with Florian Beer.
This is what happened later. You see, oh my goodness, that's a big send by one of the Italian cars. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 3 wide right there. Calamity corner, as I'm calling that one right now, since you know, it's a very aggressive corner, very slow corner. You can really send one down the inside. Crystal Rosenkrantz sending one down the inside into the classic left-hander. Beautiful overtake right there for Chris Rosenkrantz, and very tie-dye car, but I'm loving the German flag on the air intake.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Well done, paint scheme, Chris.
Very colorful, but nice showing of national pride.
Oh, someone's just went way into the trap.
I know Dakar is still going on. Well, actually, no, Dakar just ended. It's not Dakar time.
Rosenkrantz is going to maintain position there, sitting in the 17th spot, and then behind him we have Henrik Anderson, and it's like, is it Jacob Fillmore behind him? Moore's behind him, and Malasheb is in front of him.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yes.
Look who's in 6th place. Jack Reeve and Schnabel.
Oh boy, this is...
Schnabel looking down the inside. The AM leader trying to go in on Jack Reeve. But Jack Reeve, the race leader, defending from the championship leader, looking for some more points for him to gain on the championship leader. As that's a 242. The lap car taking the historic route where they go even deeper on that corner.
Schnabel's a lucky boy these first few laps. He's up 10 spots from where he started.
Absolutely. And Schnabel, we dodged a lot of spots. Sandstrom, Newman, Fowler, Malasheb. Anybody with 10 plus overtakes within 5 minutes has had a really great start. They've dodged a lot of chaos. Schnabel really did that. And Jack Reeve, well, after winning the AM's race and race number 1. He wants to continue that points lead, that points haul on Schnabel. Well, with the championship leader, Schnabel, being right behind him, that's not going to be good. But the second, third, and fourth place are all behind him. Aaron Smith, Bobber, and Malchev, they were involved in that first lap incident. Especially Aaron Smith, he's back in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's we have a 3-race format here, short races, spec cars. It's really about it's balancing survival in those first 2 laps, and making the most of your speed and whatnot, because everybody's so close in regards to their cars. So we're gonna see these incidents and guys being really aggressive, especially at the start of the race.
Yeah, aggressiveness is always a tune here in any Apex Racing League. We got the short format races, everybody's elbows out and really going after each other. I know if you saw the Apex Racing League Formula V series, those cars are massive draft missiles and very tricky to handle. And I was racing in that series, and I somehow had the championship leader.
Oh, get Redford splitting the gap here.
Well, Redford making up some more gaps after, unfortunately being involved in that lap 1 incident. He's just doing a recovery drive right now, but back to story time. Carl Winkler on Marcel Leclerc. I had the overall championship lead as an amateur driver. I had, I think, a 100-point lead to the pros championship lead. And the reason that was is because I just went in there and I just didn't race anybody. If I felt somebody was faster than me, I let them by. And they just kept getting into incidents, and I just had a clean race season for the first few races, and I had that giant points lead. And then I ran my mouth that that's what I was doing, and I just kept getting taken out by everybody behind me.
So you never run your mouth.
I never run my mouth. I'm not a commentator.
Looking,
me running my
but
mouth. No, never.
Looking at Paretic Court and Russ Fowler here, it's 17th and 18th, currently 6th and 7th in the AM class.
Whoa,
Fowler in the blue 273. Oh! Last time around, these guys. Fowler with the 134. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Andy Moore is all over Russell Fowler right here. Moore almost got back into him, but Russell Fowler pretty well. He had that incident in race number 1, but this is a good recovery job for him. Up 14 spots, and sitting in 18th, about halfway through this race.
These races fly by.
Oh yes, they do. Tobias Olson he's gonna be very happy with this race right here. This is very good for the championship. He's got Rasmussen and Marteau behind him. His championship rival, Will Redford, he's all the way down in 22nd.
Oh, look at this battle.
Gentino! Big crash. Schnabel's involved. Sandstrom's involved. Oh, no. Leonard Schnabel, I think, was involved. He got clipped by that. It looks like I think he might have escaped out of there.
Yeah, it looks like he did escape damage.
No, I think he might have a little bit of damage.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, he was on the outside, and the car went across his nose right here. You see Schnabel holding it on the outside. Chiquino looking down to the inside. Chiquino, just laying on the brakes. Wow. Yeah, Schnabel just looks like he might just got a tap right there, and he could just be dealing with a front right wheel issue. But, if you're Jack Reeve, you probably saw that happen in your relative. You're like, hey, that's good.
Come on.
4 points for me.
It looks like Schnabel's maintaining his pace, so...
Yeah, it looks like Schnabel escaped a massive disaster right there for championships. But big championship implications right here today as 4 championship contenders are taking out Herberto, Rasmussen, and Sven Newman. Rasmussen is 4th in the championship. Herberto is 3rd. Herberto down to 22nd with Redford, so Christopher Herberno and Will Redford, I think, are going to be losing a lot of points. Nicholas Rasmussen really going to be happy with this points haul, and so is Thiago Marteau. I can tell you the championship positions are going to be looking a little bit different here today after this race.
Herberno's had a really rough day.
Yeah. Now you do get a drop round here in the Apex Racing League or Apex Racing Academy Formula V VRS Super Series, as you know, the lowest round. Well, we drop it, so the points take into that account right there, and you can see the live points up there on the Apex Racing League website. Just go to Apex Racing Academy Formula 3 VRS Super Series to see all the details about the series and all the other series on Apex Racing Academy.
Look at Jesper Sandström. Now we jump over to Kostas Malashev. He's got Jacob Fillmore in front of him for 19th and 20th here. Malashev's up 15 spots. Fillmore's up 14 spots. These guys have done a really good job just, you know, trying to climb up and make it through this race. And then you see in the background Will Redford trying to climb back up the tower.
Marteau behind Rasmussen. Are we going to see Thiago Marteau make another stellar move on the last lap? He's certainly going to try so, but I don't think he's going to be able to snipe a win right here. But he could definitely snipe Rasmussen of a second spot. We definitely know Marteau has it in him. It's just Rasmussen needs to really get closer to Olson if he wants to try that opportunity. We got 2 laps remaining here. That'll be 3 minutes 30 seconds.
I'm surprised Marteau isn't closer. I expect him to be really battling with Olson.
Actually, we might have 3 laps here. Yeah, I think it is 3 laps.
See how Marteau does this lap. It's like he's starting to get a little racy with Rasmussen.
Yeah, he took a different line. He's trying to get some advantage right there on the Alcatel car. Marteau in that Delta Sport red #1. It's right on board of Thiago Marteau.
Marteau is so good at this, exploring kind of, you know, potential lines and passing opportunities, and, you know, while maintaining pace behind the guy in front of him.
That's kind of what you have to do around Barcelona. You have to take some alternate lines, gain some speed out of one corner, sacrifice the speed on the entry, maximize the speed off the exit and heading into the next corner. And that's kind of what Barcelona is all about. Now, it's more easier to do in high downforce cars, like high downforce low speed cars like Formula 3, Indy Pro, Pro Mazda. But when you get to the really high speed cars, that strategy just doesn't apply. That's kind of why Formula 1 has had a bit of a snore fest around here. That in Sector 3. A little bit of off track right there. Every time I see everyone going off track, it just always gets my heart pumping.
See what QT does.
Pressure, defending down to the inside. Marteau going around the outside. He's alongside of him. Rasmussen closes the door off the exit on Marteau. And Marteau is probably being a little frustrated right now. They want to catch up to Olson to take another win here today. But he'll take second place. Big defense by Rasmussen. Came across the track as Marteau went across the track as well. Marteau aligning himself way around the outside. He's got his nose down to the inside, heading into Calamity Corner. Marteau, big Sandaruni down to the inside. Oh, they make contact! Marteau and Rasmussen contact at Calamity Corner.
Man, well, Marteau must be shaking his fist.
Martel
frustration.
not going to be happy about that one. Thought he had the corner made. And unfortunately, Miami corner strikes again. Luckily, they're both still in the race. White flag is in the air. So he'll take third place right there. Well, Redford try to go around the outside, switch back onto the inside. Trying to just regain anything he can. Schnabel, and championship leader. We saw that incident with him earlier on. Big Senderudi on the inside of Schnabel, and I think they made. Oh, I think Rosecrans might have made contact with him.
I think
but
he
it's
might
Tobias Olson, championship leader, takes the win here today as there's Schnabel and Rosecrans. Well, Rosecrans made the move on Schnabel, but I think they might have made contact, and that's another spot between Schnabel and Jack Reeve. As the AMS championship leader finishes down in 10th place, Jack Reeve takes another AMS win. Here is Christopher Herberno. Herberno looking a little bit spicy out there. He's gonna make contact. He's pretty much pushing him across the line right there. Oh! Is that Will Redford upside down?
Is that Redford upside?
That's Redford.
Oh!
Oh.
Now it's just gone all to...
Now this is a bit silly.
These drivers know we do it for third race.
How did Redford end up upside down?
I think he kind of crashed himself into the inside wall, just looking at the angle.
Yeah.
Looks like as soon as he crossed the line, he kind of, did the old, the heck with it and drove into the inside wall.
Oh, the heck with it. My luck.
Let's see.
We're gonna replay.
I think Mark has this.
Yeah, I think Mark saw this happening. He goes, I know what I'm watching. Redford.
Let's see.
And heck with it. Boop. Into the wall. These two. This is silly.
The coup de grace.
Coup de grace. Well, race 2 is in the books, and that really shook things up right here, and I can calm down on this results reading. Tobias Olson took the win ahead of Nicholas Drabson and Marteau. That last lap fight between them got a little bit too spicy, but they all came home fairly clean and square. They're followed by Jaden Munoz, Georgie Zuyan. Jack Reeve takes another amateur victory. They're followed by Carl Winkler and Marcel Leclerc. Chris Rosecrans in 9th and Leonard Schnabel in 10th place. They'll be starting up on pole position. They're followed by Christian Glamcenter, Sven Newman, and Jesper Sandstrom. Mads Bisgaard, Brett Accord, Brian Hoffham, Russ Fowler, Andy Moore, Will Redford. Championship leader down in 19th. Kodas Malashev, Christopher Herberto, Jacob Fillmore, Mickey Blast, Alex Rockenbutt, Florian Beer, Kevin Swemstra, Max Bartolota, Max Shakino, Ricker Bobber, Kambali, Chani, Aaron Smith, Hendrik Anderson, Christian Elmcar, Oscar Christensen, and Vince Harley at the end of our 36-car grid. Don't think Vince took a lap their last race, but race number 1 and 2 is in the books. Stay right there as the Apex Racing Academy VRS Formula 3 Super Series. We'll be right back after these messages for race number 3. And we are back for the Apex Racing Academy Apex Racing Academy VRS Formula 3 Super Series here at Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya. As we got one race to go. The grid is flipped. Top 10. Well, top 10 is reversed. And I'm very excited to see on how this one's going to go. Tobias Olson, you know, if this was a race to, you know, stretch out the championship, this is definitely that race. You know, race 1 and 2 went definitely his way. And can he make it a 3 for 3 out of today?
He's been a very lucky boy so far, Tobias Olson. And can he make it 3 out of 3? This, you know, the potential is there, but as we've seen in these short races, chaos does occur. Things happen. Guys get aggressive. You know, if he does make it, you know, and he does have a, you know, a great day in race number 3, then hats off to him. Yeah,
he was starting out in 10th place, and we saw on how aggressive Redford got down to the immediately off the line, jumped up in there, then unfortunately was taken out. Is Olsen going to be that aggressive off the line? We are going to find out pretty soon. We got 20 seconds left here in our warm-up before we head to the grid. But I think we've sprinkled enough commentator fairy dust so that something might happen. Not saying that we're doing this intentionally.
I don't think we need to sprinkle. I don't think we need to sprinkle any fairy dust anywhere, Austin. I think, you know, due to the racing, the cars, the track, you know, I think it was inevitable, no matter if it was a different commentating crew for sure.
Yeah. Though after Bathurst, I have received a lot of hate mail, so you know, I feel like I have some magic juju. That
but what's new?
Thanks. Here's your grid. Starting top 10, Leonard Schnabel, amateur championship leader, will be starting off on pole. Christopher Rosecrans, Marcel Leclerc, followed by Carl Winkler, Jack Reeve, George Zuayan, JD Munoz, QT Marta, Nicholas Rassin, and Tobias Olson is your reversed top 10. Olson, championship leader, starting in 10th. Leonard Schnabel, amateur championship leader, starting up on pole position. How's he going to fare? Everyone behind him, Will Redford, starting down in 19th. He had a lightning start. Let's see if he can have one again. He's got a sea of AMs right behind him. And look at the sea of pros. Florian Beers, Webster, Negrete, Bartolota, and Giacchino back there. It's going to be very interesting to see as we are on the grid, ready to rock and roll here at Barcelona. One last time. As that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights and green, green, green. And oh, I think Jack Reeve might have jumped the start right there. Absolute bogger of a start. Falls down the grid a lot. Schnabel takes the early lead. Leclerc's right there. Rosenkrantz is
trouble.
Oh, chaos already. Oh no. That's a 228. Is that?
Oh no, we got more trouble.
Okay,
I don't think Herbino took the start.
Herbino didn't take the start.
Did he crash? Okay.
Rosenkrantz started from the pit lane. And he jumped into the pit lane at the last moment. Just wanted to start from the pit lane. Didn't want to take the start. And he had the turn. There's a big check up right there. A lot of people were checking up. His cars are in the wall. That's Jack Reeve in the wall back there. Will Redford all the way up to 8th place. What a start by Redford. All the way down in 20th, jumps up into 8th right there. I can tell you that's a first lap to put in the scrapbook no matter what. As Schnabel and Leclerc leading the field, Marteau sitting in 3rd, Olson in 4th, Munoz, Rapson, Zoyan, and Redford. You see Georgie and Redford going side by side. Redford looking around the outside, looking for that switchback move heading to turn 10. A little bit of lockups, Marteau and Leclerc.
We're spinning.
Carl Winkler's going backwards. There's Marteau looking down the inside, final corners, opportunities. You see Olson just watching this from behind him, can get that opportunity.
Olson.
Onto that curve and almost gets into the side of Marteau. He's looking for that draft. Marteau switches down to the inside. There goes Olson getting out to the back of Marteau. Getting on to the
Olson going to be
fully wide across the start line. Heading into the third line.
Olson.
Looking down the inside. Oh, he's going to have to just check up right there. Marteau's going to get the gap. Redford almost gets into the back of Leclerc's Munoz is side by side with Redford.
Oh, this is some great driving right now. Marteau, Leclerc, Rasmussen, Redford.
Oh, and that's Redford spinning around. Oh, that's Munoz. Munoz spinning around. They have very similar painted cars, and I thought the worst.
I was going to say, not again, not again.
Not again. It definitely, indeed. And I think the two teammates might have made contact right there on turn 3. And a light tap on the outside as Will Redford gets overtaken by Radisson. Marteau leading out Olson. So they're trying to chase down Leonard Schnabel.
Great job by Schnabel.
Yeah, Schnabel. He escaped all that chaos behind him. And, you know, when you start up on pole and you see everyone behind you, you just put your head down, you start charging. But, you know, you can only charge so much when you see that one right behind you of QT Marteau. Guy is insane.
Guys, just race each other. He's begging QT, Olson, Rasmussen, Redford, all these guys just to race the heck out of each other.
And sometimes they will. Sometimes you will get into that little mindset, but, you know, when Marteau sees clean air, he's going to see clean air. And
yeah, he's closing the gap right now, as you saw, fastest lap. As I talk about him, praying that every racer, QT Marteau does set that fast lap.
But Redford does start fighting, and Redford up into 4th place now, chasing down Olson.
Great move right there by Will Redford, climbing back up 15 spots.
What a start by Will Redford. If we need a start recap, I'm begging you to see it from Will Redford's perspective because it is beautiful. Oh, and speaking of the start recap, here it is. Here's Urbano as he's just 3 wide and just gets tapped right there. He's just squeezing a massive crash.
Their standard Formula 3 starting incident right there. That's made about 20 Havoc videos.
Oh my gosh, Will Redford shooting the moon right there.
This is going to be fun to watch here on the onboard.
And this is where it all kicks off for Will Redford. Just speed, more speed. He is speed. Descending into that corner, into turn 1 that had crashed right ahead of him. That's 2 more spots. And it looks like he was just playing a game of traffic jam and dodging traffic pretty much. Just moved through everybody right here like they weren't even there. There's a big incident. The car on his outside slides away, says, this way, sir. A little bit of an incident heading into Calamity Corner, down to the inside. Oh my goodness, this is an effortless drive by Will Redford right there.
He did such a great job of just, taking advantage of the opportunities that were presented to him and, balancing being cautious and aggressiveness.
I thought like there was a massive crash ahead of him, and no, there were a few cars just spinning out of his way. Well, on board of Will Redford, like off the line, that was the best start I've seen off the line by any driver here. And then he just had all the luck in the world of everybody just spinning out of his way and parting the seas for him. As Redford,
there's no panic at all. He's just, I'll get every guy spots. One by one.
He's sitting in 4th, and he just set the fastest lap of the race.
Great recovery drive by him.
Yeah.
We saw the difficulty he had in race 2.
It's Florian Beer. Spicy 3 wide.
Right.
A little bit. Beer down the inside. Beer's got to watch the exit. There is Munoz behind him as well. Munoz going down to the inside of Rosekrantz. That's a little bit too spicy for my liking. Oh boy.
I thought Munoz was going to be batted around somewhere in there for sure.
I'm surprised none of them have had an incident. Look at this, side by side, Anderson and Glamsetter heading into the final corner. Anderson swinging it down to the inside, had a lot of speed, but here comes Glamsetter. Glamsetter passes the draft down to the inside. Big defensive line being held by Anderson. Glamsetter looked onto the outside. Anderson covered him off right there. They kept on going.
That was a super defensive drive right there.
Yeah, he knew exactly where he needed to be to hold off Glamsetter. He hit the limiter and just had to back off right there. Schnabel, amateur championship leader. Very good race here today, unlike most of the other two races, and he's just playing this smart, letting Redford fly. Redford down to the inside, up into third. And Schnabel smacked that curb.
Caught a little air right there, and Ricky's going to let Rasmussen by as well, which is perfectly fine. He's got a good lead.
If you hit that curve hard enough, you will damage your car. You will get suspended damage, and you just do not want to have that. I've seen a few videos of people hitting that curve, and they just getting a damage your wheel, default flag.
But Newman here looking at Carl Winkler in front of him.
Or when the Skippy damage bomber came up, he hit that curve, the wheel pops off. Yeah, the old Skippy was typical shape.
It was.
I remember the first thing when the new damage bomber came out. Barcelona was the track, and everybody at the start of race number 1 was plowed in to race number 1. Nobody cared about it. It was week 13, so everyone just piled into turn 1, and nobody took the corner. It was very beautiful to watch.
Munoz going inside out on Bretta Cord. Nope, that's forward here. Check that. And I'll put Munoz back up into the 15th spot, trying to climb back up from early race incident. About halfway here. As we look at Bisgard currently in the 20th spot, currently 5th in the AM class.
Newman just went down his inside.
Yeah, Sven's been on the back of this group for a little bit, so kind of really tied right now with Carl Winkler, his core sim racing teammate.
Yeah, his teammate, the core sim racing team, we saw them be very good. And that's a big look right there from Jack Reeve. And if Miles was looking at his mirror and he saw that, he might have panicked a little bit. But Jack Reeve really down the inside, got onto the curb, and he is so lucky that he didn't lock up right there and make contact. Leonard Schnabel is in a little bit of fight, going down to the inside. That's a big wiggle right there. As he was fighting with Zuayan Sandstrom. Sandstrom looking on his outside, now on his inside. Sandstrom with the overspeed. Schnabel needs to think smart about this and doesn't want to race these guys. They're getting pretty aggressive. Switchback move by Sandstrom. He's down his inside. Sandstrom. Oh, heading into turn 4. Down the inside. Sandstrom's going to get that move. Swenstra looking down the inside of Schnabel. And Schnabel crosses the nose of Swenstra heading into Calamity Corner. Gonna stay in that position, but Schnabel, he's falling down the order a little bit, and he needs to be a little bit more on top of this, because look who's behind him in that group. That's Leclerc back there.
Yeah, Schnabel's kind of in a tough spot right now. Some of the pros have gotten in front of him. He's getting really racy with guys like Sandstrom and Zlemstra, who are pros in that, but also gets to manage the fact that Marcel Leclerc is there.
That's a send by Kevin down to the inside of the Alcatech NHR team. And he's going to get 7th place. Schnabel driving with his eyes open right there.
This is a lot of Leclerc to catch up to him.
Marcel Leclerc, outside chance for the championship, sitting in 8th in the AMS championship right now, far away from Leonard Schnabel. It's actually about 50 points behind Schnabel, but Leclerc has been around Schnabel most of this day.
Leclerc is putting in some fast times, for sure, compared to Schnabel. Looking at the last time around,
do extremely well as they go side by side. Reeve and Bisgard. Jack Reeve, I can tell you, he's driving his heart out right now, trying to get more spots, trying to recover from that very unfortunate incident that he was involved in. But here is the gap between Schnabel and Leclerc. You can see Leclerc. Well, yeah, Leclerc really gaining those times.
Yeah, if you looked at our timing, you know, Leclerc is laying down personal bests.
Personal best of 133.86. Schnabel. He's just stuck in the 135s. Can't really speed up or anything. I think Schnabel might have a... I don't want to say that Schnabel has an issue, but he's consistently slower. There might be something wrong with that car. Did he hit a curb or anything? Because if he did, he might have floor damage.
I mean, he was really battling with a bunch of guys as we saw him battle with Zemstra, Sandstrom, you know. So he was in the wars for sure. So it wouldn't surprise me if he had picked up some damage at one point.
Yeah, he's got the pace now, so I think it was just that lap that really put him on the back foot right there. Yeah, I looked at his floor. His floor looks just fine.
Someone who looks just fine right now, QT Marteau.
He's looking finer than fine. He's looking finer than the springtime wine.
Very fine.
Very fine. Refined. QT Marteau. 1.2 seconds in the lead and pulling away from Olson.
This is QT doing what QT does right here. You know, getting the lead, pulling away. You know, and Olson's keeping him honest for sure. But this guy, Will Redford, up 16 spots from where he started. Yeah, he was great in race 1. Race 2 was a war, and he put on a hell of a show the first part of this race.
Yeah, that's a little bit of bad luck here and there. But Will Redford definitely had a he had a great time. Swebstra has had an issue. You have Swebstra falling down the field. What has happened to Kevin Swebstra? Swebstra behind the 114 at Oz. He got caught up right there. Back end went around. And, well, that's a spinneroony right there. And he was behind the 113 of Jesse Sandstrom, who is up there in 5th place. Big Sand, and Sandstrom's around. He makes contact with Zoyan. Comes back across the field. Sandstrom's across the field. He's in the middle of the track. And oh, we didn't see what's happened to Zoyan. Zoyan was parked in the middle of the field. And I think there might have been more chaos right there. There's Zoyan.
So he's like, I gotta go.
Yeah, he kept on going. They're both staying in this race, but one of them was stuck in the middle of the field while other cars are coming along. I'm surprised there was not a bigger crash right there.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in the middle of the track at.
It's always scary when you regain control of the car and you realize you're sideways in the racing line.
It might have been Zemstra that was in the middle.
Yeah, I think it was Zemstra or...
Because
Fillmore is at an incident, and he's towed into the pit lane. Checker flag is in the air for QT Marteau as Marteau takes another win for him ahead of championship leader Tobias Olson. Will Redford, amazing recovery drive, takes third, followed by Nicholas Rabson in 4th place. Schnabel, well, he defends his championship lead ahead of Leclerc and Smith with a brilliant 5th place. And great 3-wide finish right there with Munoz, Swebstra, and Rosenkrantz. What a race today. As whoa, Andy Moore taking a little bit more than he should off track across the line.
Great run by Schnabel to hold on to that damn class win.
Yeah, after what he's had here today, he's going to be lucky because Aaron Smith, his rival, was behind him and was closing up. And Aaron Smith here today, 14th, he beat Schnabel in race number 1. Race number 2, he finished down in 32nd. He was involved in that incident. So Schnabel escaped, well, he did improve overall on that championship lead ahead of Aaron Smith, but, you know, the real performer today in the AS Championship was Jack Reeve. The first 2 races by Jack Reeve was really brilliant. 11th and 6th. He finished 19th here in race number 3, but, you know, he was going to be very happy about that. Aaron Smith, though, this last race, he went 32nd to 7th.
Yeah, great. Yeah, looking at the timing, Aaron Smith up 25 spots. Hendrik Anderson also up 25 spots. So, great job, guys.
You know, some guys in race number 3, if they're starting in the back, they're like, okay, I'm just going to send it here, and I don't care. And sometimes the race comes to them. But Aaron Smith and Anderson, both of these drivers in the 25s on overtakes. That is beautiful. Here's our final race rundown. Just still showing race number 2, but that is the race number 3 results, and I'll let Jonathan take it.
Sure. In first place, Q Tiago Marteau. Second place, Tobias Olson. Third place, Will Redford. In fourth, Nicholas Rasmussen. Fifth place in our AM class winner, Leonard Schnabel. Sixth place, Marcel Leclerc. Seventh, Aaron Smith. Eighth, Henrik Anderson. Ninth, Jesper Sandstrom. 10th, Max Bartoloa. 11th, Chris Rosenkrantz. 12th, Kevin Zwemstra. 13th, Jaden Munoz. 14th, Christian Glamester. 15th, Florian Beer. 16th, Carl Winkler. 17th, Sven Newman. And 18th, George Dion. And 19th, Jack Reeve. And 20th, Mats Bisgard. And 21st, Brian Hotham. 22nd, Alex Rogenbach. 23rd, Andy Moore. 24th, Brett Accord. 25th, Justin Negret. 26th, Russ Fowler. 27th, Kostas Malashev. 20th, Kambawi Chan. 29th, Mickey Bly. 30th, Ricard Broberg. 21st, Jacob Fillmore. 32nd, Max Giacchino. 33rd, Oscar Christensen. 34th, Christian Ellegard. 35th, Christoph Huberno. And 36th, Vince Harley.
Now, I do have a replay for y'all right here. Mark can tell us what, yeah, it's onboard Will Redford. I believe this is at the start. We can just appreciate the Will Redford start right there. But we are standing by with a few interviews right now, and who do we want to talk to first, Jonathan?
I don't know. I think we gotta talk to. I'll let you pick us. Yes.
Championship leader Tobias Olson. Well, Tobias, how was that race here today?
Just perfect, I would say. For being 3 races, I'm quite happy, I would say.
Yeah, you swept the podium right here. A third in the race 1, a first in race 2, and a second right there. You're going to be walking home with gold, silver, and bronze, and a whole lot of points in your back pocket.
Yeah, it's perfect for the championship. There was some really tight racing in race 1. With us in the top 3 there, Will and Marteau. It was really nice on the last lap. Yeah, it was huge.
It certainly looked a little bit huge. Now, in race number 2, you had a good start, and then the crash ahead of him with Will Redford. You wanna walk through that race 2 start, because everything kind of just happened right in front of you, and you had the best seat in the house.
Yeah, and I got off the line really good and kind of got squeezed in, and then I think, yeah, they crashed up in turn 4 or 3 or what it was. Not sure what happened, but looks like I don't know actually. I was just driving through it, so and then just trying to keep the pace up, and I had my teammate behind me, so it was good.
It certainly was the best result for you here at Barcelona and the championship. Next week we head to Motorsport. How are you looking forward to heading into Canada?
I like that track. I'm just gonna send it there. Those kind of fast corners with a loose rear end will suit me.
All right,
Yeah.
It's the B format. We're going back to the 2-race, 25-minute format. We're going to be expecting good things from you. Well, yeah. Championship leader Tobias Olson. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Thanks to you guys, and thanks to my team, Alcatek and our. Thanks.
And thank you for putting on a great show out there. Joining us in the booth with Jonathan is Will Redford.
Will Redford, first off, take us through that start in race 3. We were talking about it throughout the broadcast.
Well, it was a bit chaotic. I'll give it that. There was a lot of people getting off left and right, but I mean, at that point, I had nothing to lose after what happened in race 2, so I just took every opportunity I had to make a move, and well, it works out.
Yeah, you mentioned race 2. Take us through that as well, because you had a bit of a struggle, but were able to climb back up.
Yeah, so I had a great start in race 2, and I was planning to just get as many cars between me, Marto, and Tobias as I could, just so I could have a chance of winning and pull a bit of a gap. And then going into turn 5, maybe 6, I can't remember which one, I was going around the outside of someone else, and they braked a little too late, hit the car in front, and then bounced off and hit me, which then gave me a meatball, and I had to pit for a fast repair. Got it back to 19th in the end, so it wasn't awful. It could have been a lot worse if I had to tow, but it was still a bit frustrating.
Yeah. Going into race 3, were you thinking, all right, I have to be aggressive at the same time, be a little patient, considering what happened in race 2?
At that point, it was just nothing to lose. Obviously, we have, I think it's 2 drop scores over the championship. So if this race did go wrong, then I got an awful position, and it would be one of my drop scores. But it was really just nothing to lose, and I just gave for every chance I had, which is what I did, and it worked out.
Next round, we're off to Esports. So give us your thoughts going into that.
I reckon it'll probably be sort of similar to this week with. It's a lot of fast corners. There's going to be a lot of aero wash, which will make it difficult to follow up close. But there is quite a long straight that you might be able to make a move down, just like here. So it'll probably end up being very similar to how it was this week, but we'll see.
And before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, as always. Shout out to my dad, I'm pretty sure he's watching, and shout out to my team, Untitled Racing.
Yes, your dad is definitely watching. He's been commenting in the YouTube chat. So, Will, congratulations on a great race today.
Thank you.
That was Will Redford. And Austin, who do we have next up?
I'm sitting about Nicholas Rasmussen, actually. Nicholas, you were having a solid day today. 4th, 2nd, and another 4th. How are you feeling about that?
Honestly, quite happy. I gotta thank my teammates and our setup builder for this week, who helped a lot, Henrik, for helping me get something sorted for this week, so I can actually feel comfortable with the car. I think that was quite a deal. Like, it saved me because I struggled quite a bit here, but super happy because it's just what I need to stay in the hunt, really. So yeah, very happy with that.
Yeah, very happy indeed. 3 top 5s, and I would say, outside of Qtiaga Marteau and your teammate Tobias Olson, the 3rd most consistent driver of this race. You're always in the top 5, and you were always there, and you had the pace definitely here today, and definitely the setup. Your setup guy definitely deserves a beer or something. You definitely owe him something.
Well, we're gonna have a beer after the race. We already arranged that, so that's sorted.
Well, that's good. Glad the pre-race is going to be as happy as this race was for you. Is there anything you want to highlight about this race? Anything interesting?
Yeah, first, the battle with Marteau. Wow, man, why does it always have to come down to the last lap on these things here? That was amazing. Unfortunately, there was a bit of contact between us. I think we agreed that we were just pushing it as far as we could. So nothing there to, no harm done there, really. Good on him to win the final one. And yeah, in the 3rd race, I unfortunately had a bit of a incident as well with Jaden. It was netcode at the end, but I still feel sorry for him because it was so unfortunate. So yeah, I just want to, again, I know it was netcode, but I still want to apologize publicly. And yeah, then just happy to have a solid race, because I really needed that for my own confidence and for to still stay within a shot at getting a good position in the championship. So it's just what I need. So yeah, happy.
Yeah, this is definitely just what you need to hear today, and a very great race for you. Next week we head to Mosport. How do you feel about Mosport? How do you like racing around there?
I have a tendency to crash a lot there, so I will hope to change that. But it's a super fun and challenging track, extremely high speed and very bumpy. Looking forward to it, honestly. I don't think I'm particularly fast at any of the tracks coming up for the final few races of the season, but I'm gonna give it my all, and just looking forward to having some good races.
All right, well, we're excited to see what you can do with 3 rounds to go. Nicholas, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, my teammates, Kevin, Toby, Henrik. Congratulations, Toby, on the win in the second race, and you guys making the broadcast happen and the league happen. I think I speak from everyone, and I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. We deeply appreciate the effort that's been put into it. So thank you so much to you guys and all the competitors racing here. It's a blast. So yeah, see you next week.
Thank you, and we'll definitely see you next week. Congrats on a great race, Nicholas.
Thank you very much, guys.
Jonathan is joining us with Jack Reeve.
Jack Reeve, interesting and it's also exciting day for you. Take us through your 3 races.
Well, I in practice wasn't really feeling the car that much. I wasn't very comfortable on the brakes, so then I just randomly changed the brake bias down 2 whole %, and then went into qualifying without no practice on it, and just suddenly I was able, so much more comfortable, got in a good lap, and then race 1, it was pretty good. I just went full send mode and was I don't care if people are pros or AMs, I'm just gonna battle everyone, and it sort of paid off. Got through race 1 pretty well with a nice win, which was very nice, and then race 2, same mentality, and it pulled off. And then unfortunately race 3, I made a little mistake. I think it was turn 5. I think it was Redford behind me, just put me off, and I spun it onto the gravel, which is unfortunate.
So take us, you're one of the faster amps. Take us through when you're a reverse grid situation where you're battling with, the pros. How do you balance, racing with them also with, but also trying to protect, being one of the higher ranked AM guys?
Well, the pros, they're always very aggressive, and that's just how they are. They know they're quick, so you gotta sort of balance them being very confident with their quickness and their speed, as well as most AMs are a bit on edge sometimes, because obviously they probably don't do as much practice. So it is very difficult, because if you're trying to defend from a pro, you never know when they're going to send it, because they're so unpredictable, and it's so difficult to race against them. But AMs, they're a bit more predictable in the terms of when they're going to send it, so it is a bit easier on the AMs compared to the pros.
So we're headed to Mosport next week. What's your thoughts?
I've never raced there. I don't own the track, so I'm going to have to do a bit of research and a lot of track guide watching.
As someone that's raced there on several occasions, you will definitely enjoy it for sure. And before we let you go, is there anyone that you want to thank?
First of all, I want to give a massive shout out to my family, my parents, anyone that's watching. My friend Aaron, he had sort of an unlucky race 2 and started to bring it back for race 3. And most importantly, my dog Sam, I want to dedicate this race to him. Unfortunately, he passed away this morning, so that's my race 1 and 2 definitely go out to him.
We'll keep your dog in our thoughts, and thank you so much for joining us today, Jack.
Thank you very much.
Austin, so who do we have lined up next here?
We are standing by with our amateur championship leader, Leonard Schnabel. Schnabel, how are you feeling after that race? The first 2 races didn't really go your way with a 17th and a 10th, but you really pulled it away in the final race, getting the AM's victory and a 5th place. So how are you feeling about today overall?
Yeah, I had some bad luck in the 2 first races. I don't know. It's mixed, but it's okay that I got the 5th place last race, so I can maintain the lead in the championship.
Yeah, it's all about that championship lead with 3 races to go. Next race is at Mosport. How you feeling about Mosport? Have you driven there previously?
I was never on that track. I'm a bit insecure, but hopefully everything's going well. So hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely hope for the best for you out there. You started up on pole here today. What was going through your minds when you saw that you had a little bit of a gap at the end of the first lap to everyone else?
I just drove as fast as I can go, and well, kind of worked out. So yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, I know it was a mixed bag for you today, but you ended on the highest note you could with the 5th place and the AMS win. Before I let you go, anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank you guys. It was a great stream today, and all the other streams. And yeah, quick shout out to my parents. They're for sure watching. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Congrats on a good finish here today, Leonard. We'll see you next week at Mosport as Jonathan is standing by with Chris Rosenkrantz.
Chris
Hey,
Rosenkrantz. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, you?
I'm doing great. So take us through your 3 races today.
Yes, all of them are quite amazing. I started down the 30 places in the box. So the first race, I've been able to drive to position 15. In the consulsion, I've been able to drive to P9. And in the last race, I had the opportunity to be 11th. So I'm really happy with the results due to the reason I started every race from the pits. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I can imagine. So take us through these races that, sometimes the grids are flipped. How do you, get through those first few laps? What's your strategy?
My strategy is full send. So if I was behind the other driver, I had no long time to wait. I sent it directly in the moment I was behind him. I had no second or third chances. I sent it directly in the corner, and then I hate the next position and position for position. That's the strategy of this race.
We saw a lot of sending amongst guys. So we're headed off to Mosport next week. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Canadian Tire is quite track with a lot of straights, so there will be a lot of slipstream. So I think I should fix my setup, because I'm always racing on the fixed setups, so I need to improve that. I have a lot of problems. Yeah, so let's see how the fixed setup will rent there, especially the downforce. I think I have to improve the downforce there.
Great. And before we let you go, is anyone that you'd like to thank?
No.
No. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Chris, and great job, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you for your nice broadcasting, and see you next week.
That was Chris Rosenkrantz. So, Austin, I think we're almost wrapped up.
Yeah, we are wrapped up. Thank you all for joining us here for the Apex Racing Academy VRS Formula 3 Super Series here at Catalunya. It was a sure fantastic 3 races. We got 2 races, 3 more rounds left. 2 rounds. The B format is going to be next at Mosport. It's going to be very exciting to see everybody over there. Thank you all for joining us here for the Apex Racing Academy. I've been joined by Jonathan Grabowski and Mark Tranter in the production booth, and I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.